Makey bakey? Spicy? Rough it off? Snake! 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 Stormy? Baga shaka? Shakakapow? Bagabao. Stormy? Spicy? Rough it off? Ninja? Shakity Bakity Stormy Ninja? Ninjas? Santi Poo. Ooh. Ninja. Ninja. Bagabao. Loco. Crazy. Scary ninja. Boogie. Ay. Oh, scary spooky. Wackity, Aya. Wackity. Spooky. Scary. Dirty. Funny. Bagabao so likey. Wackity.
Hello, welcome back. So, today we're going to have a look at our other space horror comic, Nameless. And what to say about this one? Well, let's start with the obvious stuff. It's written by Grant Morrison, and yeah, Grant Morrison is he has his own very distinct style, and this is very Grant Morrison. And the illustrations are by Chris Burnham, and I love the style. The art is really cool. So Chris Burnham's style is perfect for this comic. And what to say about this one? Well, first of all, again, it's the same vibe you get from this, like just even on the cover. When I saw this, for me, this is very like, first thing I thought about was Dead Space when I saw this. But this is something very different, and it's very different from the other space horror comic book we reviewed here, the Caliban, where Caliban is kind of more straightforward. It's got its really weird things, but most of the time you can follow the narrative and the story. Here, this story is all over the place, and it's kind of meant to be like that. So Grant Morrison is telling a story where there are different things going on in different places, in time and space, you can say. So what is real and what is not, and how to interpret this thing. I've read it, and I've read it again, and I'm not sure I even understand it, and I'm not even sure it's supposed to be understood. I don't even know if Grant Morrison understands what he's trying to do here. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but I'm getting the feeling that he's kind of doing it on purpose, that because as a reader you're very confused. They're in space, they're on Earth, they're here and there, they're in some places that seem like other, I don't want to go into all of it, but some things feel more like a dream and other things seem real. But what is the dream and what is real? So it's kind of like Dead Space, Alien, Event Horizon mixed with Inception. And you get confused as a reader. So then some would maybe say that the narrative is kind of, it's a mess, but I think this is on purpose. It's by design. he wants you to feel that weird confusion while you're reading it as a part of the journey, like you are having this dream. So it's really cool at the same time as it is kind of confusing. But the comic book here, it's got so many layers. Yeah, it's cool. It's dark. It's brutal. It's gory. It's violent. But there are a lot of thoughts about. There's some occult stuff here going on as well. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about this one. It's very interesting, and you can interpret it in many ways. Nameless. Give it a go. See what you think. And if you understand some things, if you are absolutely certain you know what this one is about, you can leave some comments, leave some explanation. So just before we close this off, I want to show you some of the illustrations because it's so cool. Like, once they come into space, you have some stuff like this. And when you see how huge everything is and how small the ship is, that also is really interesting. So if you look on the ground or behind the spaceship, this looks like a skull or a face. And then we get to so there are 3 spaceships down here. So now you can see how huge the whole thing is. And finally, just to get you like on board on how messed up visually this is and really cool it is, you have that. And now I'm gonna give you a heads up. I'm gonna show you something that'll give you nightmares. It'll give your nightmares. This is just fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, Nameless by Image Comics and by Grant Morrison and Chris Burnham. So that was such a weird comic book, but it's really cool. Thanks for dropping by. I am KH. See you next time. Christmas sense. Christmas sense is getting intense.